It's just finished. West Ham 3, Luton 1. Talk about a game of two halves on and off the pitch. At half time, a lot of booing. It was crap. The first half was absolutely crap. I nearly nodded off. A few beers, sunshine, it goes to you, doesn't it? So when you're sat there, relatively comfy, and the football's not great, it's sort of, you're into nodding off territory. Well, I was in danger happy through the first half of falling asleep. But to be fair, I think some of our players looked like they were also going to fall asleep, or playing like they were half asleep in the first half as well. We went down, after 5 minutes. Now, for those that haven't popped here before, I sit down in the Sir Trevor booking stand. All 4 goals were scored in front of the Bobby Moore stand, literally 100 yards away from me. So if you're thinking you've got that bit of detail wrong, I apologise. Anyway, Lokonga, he made it 1-0. Doughty with another assist for Luton. The ball came over, he headed it in. And I know you're thinking that's quite a basic summary. It's all I could see from where I was. But generally speaking, the first half was just... it was just poor. I don't even remember us having a chance in the first half, truth be told. I remember a couple of tame efforts from the likes of Michail Antonio with it flying over. Jared Bowen went close after good work from Paqueta. But anyway, we went in 1-0 down at half time. We deserved to be a goal down, to be fair. But if anything, what I will say was, I was surprised Luton didn't make more of it. I thought we were quite poor. And on a couple of occasions, Luton looked like they fizzed a couple of dangerous balls into our 18-yarder. But that was about it. For a side fighting for their lives, I didn't really feel like that when I was watching them. I thought we were there for the taking. I say on the ropes, we didn't even get in the ring today in the first half. And to only be 1-0 up, I'd probably be disappointed if I was a Luton fan. But I don't know what was said at half time. Usually we get worse after half time, but it was almost like the players just realised it's the end of the season. Forget everything, forget all the politics of West Ham United, forget the fact that Gaffer's going, forget all that, and just go out there and just play some football. I enjoyed it. The second half, I enjoyed it from the start to the finish. Then, like I said, the atmosphere was a lot better in the second half as well. I think the fans also thought, you know what, we know what's happening in boys now. We can enjoy ourselves a little bit today. We made it 1-1. James Ward-Prowse, fantastic finish, weren't it? Ball came over, came back out. Ward-Prowse hit it, really fine finish, 1-1. And I say game on, I'd be lying if I was like, right, come on, let's go get the win. Because I was a bit like, it's nice to score and hopefully we go on and see a few more. But the only time I really emotionally got involved today was when Emerson got done in the first half. Because there was a lack of effort in the first half, and I don't know who it was skinned him, and off he went, and Emerson just jogged back, and I thought, is this it? Is this all that's going to turn up? But Tomas Soucek turned up in the second half. By the way, what a strike. Goal of the season went on after the game, which took way too long, by the way. But Soucek had a late contender for the goal of the season, didn't he? That should have been in the highlights reel in the very last second. This is why I don't like awards being given out before the end of the season. What happens if Kudus scores from the halfway line next week against... I know it's not going to happen, but let's just say Kudus scored from the halfway line. Excuse me, can we have the award back? We need to chisel it off. I don't even know who won the goal. Who won goal of the season? It didn't say. We had to watch all 8 minutes of footage, 5 different replays per goal, and they didn't tell us who it was. It's got to be a Kudus bicycle kick, right? It's got to be that one, or his solo. Kudus is... yeah, there you go. We don't even know who won it, despite watching all the goals. Anyway, Soucek made it 2-1 West Ham. Fantastic. Really good goal, to be honest with you. And then 3-1. I mean, I'm not going to go into the whole why has he not played George Earthy all season here, because it's sort of a topic on its own a little bit. But it's really nice to see him come on. He got a standing ovation when he came on. Michail Antonio got one when he went off. What was it, 2 minutes later? He was in the back of the net. Unbelievable assist though. The first two, elements of luck in there because of the Luton defenders' poor/tame clearances into the centre of the 18-yard box at the edge of it. The one place you don't want to clear the ball to. But there was no Luton player involved in this one. The assist from Kudus is absolutely magical. He looked up for it today. While I've sort of played down our first half, there were players that were playing well and trying. I think Kudus and Bowen were two that I put in there. And you know something? I say whisper it. I'm not going to whisper it, but quietly. I thought Paqueta was a bit better in the first half. I'm just saying, I thought Paqueta tried a little bit today. Maybe it's because he's put the bar that low in the last month. It's like, whoa, he's actually tried something. But I thought Paqueta was okay for the first half. But anyway, the assist from Kudus, unbelievable. The occasion from Earthy was just incredible. I think if you pause the game, as soon as Earthy come on, you could just stop the game and say to every West Ham player, you're going to score another goal. Who do you want it to be? I think the majority would have picked Earthy. Some might have picked Vladimir Coufal. Vladimir Coufal picked Vladimir Coufal, shooting from 35 yards out. But this is my point. Imagine he does that at the Etihad next week. Goal of the season, give it back, because that's going to Vladimir. But Earthy got the goal. The celebration was good. And it's been a long time since I've seen... I always say, now and again, you celebrate the same goal twice. So you celebrate it in the moment. West Ham have scored, let's celebrate. And then for a particular reason, you celebrate it again. And I remember Andy Carroll's bicycle kick against Crystal Palace. I remember Declan Rice's first ever goal for West Ham against Arsenal. You celebrate it again for whatever reason. And we did it again today with Earthy. Once he scored, it felt like a 3-minute standing ovation until the West Ham players got back in their half. Everyone just kept on clapping, cheered when we saw the replays. I absolutely love it. You know, a West Ham fan scoring on, well, his second game in the Premier League. This one had more than 2 minutes for us as well. Superb occasion. It was just like cherry on the cake to end the season. I know we've got another game, but let's be honest, it feels like the end of the season today. Last home game, made it 3-1. But again, I have to say, the second half, I was just surprised at how bad Luton Town were. There was just nothing from them. Areola had a very comfortable second half. The only time I saw Areola called into action was when he was flapping at high crosses, but he got a lot of protection from Michail Oliver, who I don't think had a good game today. I felt he was a little bit harsh on some of our players, but I felt he overprotected Areola a lot. Areola was almost like playing with two condoms on today with Michail Oliver in the pitch. Whenever that ball came over, all you had to do was just move and he got a free kick. But I'm not going to complain, but as a Luton fan, I think that would have frustrated me a lot today, but especially when you got Morris and Adebayo in there, two quite physical players. Don't mind a physical duel in the air, uncompetitive. But anyway, finished 3-1 after the game. I decided I was going to stick around at one point, to be fair. The person that was in Gonzo's, there's two, we have 3 seats at Hammersmith, my own, Gonzo's and Gonzo's little one. So Gonzo's little one, the ticket went on the ticket exchange and a West Ham fan bought it. Not the case for Spurs, a Son fan bought it. But for today, the West Ham fan bought it. He was there in the 48th minute. He went away and never came back. Now, I don't blame him at 40 minutes. I too was debating leaving and not returning, but he's missed out on a really good second half, he has. I've actually enjoyed it overall today. I found that second half entertaining. It was a nice end to the season, and I wish it was the last game, because I think Man City could be a bit of a murder scene next week at the Etihad, especially if we play like we did in the first half. But anyway, after the game, players disappeared for what felt like an hour. They didn't turn up for 45 minutes at the start of the game, and they didn't turn up for 45 minutes after the game. It was like maybe 20 minutes or something they didn't turn up for. But once they did come out, it was nice to see them go around and get their applause, and it was a big cheer for David Moyes. It was quite nice to give him that send-off, and I'm just pleased that we got the clarity from the club on Monday, so that those that wish to say goodbye and thank you to David Moyes could do. Because at half-time I was a little bit concerned that the stadium was going to be half empty by full time, given that we were 1-0 down and we were playing pretty poorly. Player performances today, I think Bowen was really good, but he's really good every game. Disappointed he didn't score, he did everything but score, I felt. But I thought he was one player who was just up for it. Kudus, he's just some player, isn't he? He's some player. He started to enjoy himself. I felt as the longer the game went on, Kudus enjoyed himself more and more. The flicks and tricks were coming out, and I like it. If there's ever a time you can do it, it's games like this, and I think that's what was disappointing about the first half. The lineup come out, it's the same lineup as last week, but Alvarez has dropped and Soucek's come in, or the other one, Soucek or Ward-Prowse. Ward-Prowse has come in for Alvarez, and you saw the lineup and it was a bit deflating. I'm not going to lie, it's like, oh, here we go again. And the football was almost like a third half of what we're seeing at Stamford Bridge, but a completely different second half. I was going to say who hammered man of the match. We normally do a little man match for fun, don't we? Tempted to just say George Earthy just because you know you can. I don't know, I think everybody was okay today. I don't think there was an outstanding candidate. Who's your man of the match?
I was impressed with Soufal.
Soufal, he's got a man of the match. Who's the best player for West Ham today? Oh. I'm not a Moyes fan then. No. Man of the match for you? Yeah, Earthy, man of the match for you? Right, Earthy's getting man of the match then. Hey, Moyes might not play the youngsters, but we here at Hammers Chat, we appreciate somebody coming from the academy and doing the business in the claret and blue. And it was a wonderful moment, because this season's been a bit crap at times and the highlights have been few and far between sometimes. But actually today, maybe in 5 years, 10 years time, we're going to say, hey, I was there when he scored his first goal for West Ham, because he looks like he could go on and become a top talent. Nice occasion, fantastic to see. Anyway, I'm going to disappear. If you've enjoyed this video, please do drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch up with you tomorrow morning. I'll see you tomorrow morning.